Nobody seems to ever know when to let a kid's show end, and instead they just milk them for more seasons, for better or worse. So here are TV shows that became so bad they need to stop greenlighting shows for more seasons versus those that actually should continue on. The #1 priority right now should be to stop making Fireman Sam seasons immediately. I don't know how we keep getting so many of these. This show has completely fallen from grace when the show switched to CGI, and if you count how many CGI seasons there are in Fireman Sam, we are at 11 of them right now, which is 6 more CGI seasons than we have stop-motion seasons. Not only is the animation in the first 5 CGI seasons absolutely cringeworthy to get through, and just looks terrible. You can tell that Zing Zing Digital put absolutely no budget in the show, just like most of their other shows. The characters are butchered. The character models are butchered into looking more realistic and buff compared to their ultra-cartoonish, semi-realistic stop-motion looks. It has no connection to the first 5 seasons. The voice acting, especially for the kids in the UK dub, is absolutely terrible. But in the US, it's actually decent. And as the CGI series was starting to improve in season 11 to 13, as the new animation from Wild Brain looks way better and would evolve as the show went along, and the characters like Norman Price became way better behaved, Sarah and James fought less often, and Elvis became slightly less of an idiot in season 13. Season 14 to 16 got even worse and worse, and are such a giant middle finger to the franchise. They're actually even worse than season 6 to 10. They made some of the absolute worst and most unnecessary changes in the entire Fireman Sam universe, like the new outfits for the firefighters, which is at least understandable, since it's supposed to imitate the modern years, since most firefighters don't wear the type of uniforms that the crew wore in the first 13 seasons anymore. The main problem is that they look way too overly detailed and cluttered, and lose so much of the charm of the original designs that were timeless. All the other changes are completely pointless, like don't even get me started on the Jupiter redesign. It is such a disgrace to the original design that was such a classic, and there is especially no reason to change it, considering that the original basis is still being used in British Isles, as of today, like Wales. Not to mention that season 13 made Helen flood into a firefighter from a nurse that cures people when they get injured, and season 16 redesigned the fire station for like the 50th time. So please just leave this franchise alone and end it. There's only so much you can take the plot in these 11 CGI seasons before you're just running out of ideas and doing stupid things just to keep making these and sell toys too. Would have been nice for Tugs to go on for more seasons, like 7 perhaps, because of how amazing this show was. The darker tone was used phenomenally, the characters are literal perfection, the voice acting is fantastic, and overall, it had potential to be one of the best older kids shows out there. I understand why it didn't get handed over to the US, since it became a trend starting in the 1990s, where kids shows nowadays don't play with tone as much as they used to anymore in the 1980s, and why Salty's Lighthouse was just a heavily edited, dumbed-down version of Tugs that was an absolute disaster and very low-budget show. Why can't we just cancel Teen Titans Go already? A show that is already an insult to the original Teen Titans. Remember when the Teen Titans franchise had a consistent tone of being lighthearted and comedic, while also having a fair share of dark and serious moments, and had a great variety of action scenes that are very fun to watch. Well, now it's just a generic comedy show for toddlers that is completely devoid of any dark and serious moments. And even when it does have some dark and serious moments with a great variety of action scenes, they are somewhat few and far between. The quote-unquote Teen Titans now act like actual toddlers instead of actual teenagers. Even the special Teen Titans vs. Teen Titans Go wasn't even a good way to bring back the original Teen Titans, just because the original Teen Titans were out of character in this. Now this show is getting a 10th season, which is absolutely insane. Please just end this garbage show already. Sadly, I don't think it's ever gonna happen because it's the most popular show on Cartoon Network, and plenty of people are watching it more than the original Teen Titans anyway. Speaking of Teen Titans, we desperately needed one more season, or at least a couple more episodes to resolve the cliffhanger ending in season 5. Like, how did Terra come back from the dead? Who actually is Red X? Who is responsible for the toxin in Slade's mask, etc.? I also think season 6 would have been Starlight's season. Because if you don't know, every season focuses on one specific member and their character development. Season 1 focuses on Red Robin and his obsession in defeating Slade. Season 2 focuses on temporary Titan Terra, who Beast Boy falls in love with. Season 3 focuses on Cyborg and his grudge against the HIV leader Brother Blood. Season 4 focuses on Raven and her evil father, the Demon Lord Trigon. Season 5 focuses on Beast Boy and his maturing into a fine hero, as foes from his past resurface to destroy all young heroes. And Starfire never got an entire season to herself, and even if she did, she only an entire feature film to herself called Trouble in Tokyo, where we get to focus on her and her relationship with Robin. But I do think season 6 would have been a great opportunity to expand on her character more. And of course they missed it in favor of baby toddler Titan slop. I also think we should end Bluey after the movie. Now I know it sounds heartbreaking having me say it. But hear me out on this one because I'm also one of the biggest Bluey fans in the world. And I absolutely adored the first 3 seasons. And think they're some of my favorite and best seasons of kids TV ever created. But Joe Brum, the creator of the show, literally went out and said that he is taking a break from the show, can't wrap his head around to come back and do more seasons to himself, which would be season 4 onwards. And it's honestly concerning. Look what happened to SpongeBob. After the movie and the departure of Steven Hillenburg, this show turned into a complete disaster. And while seasons 4, 5, and even 9 onwards are the least bad of the modern seasons so far, they just don't capture the same charm of the first 3 seasons. Same thing with another show. After the Thomas the Tank Engine Magic Railroad movie flopped at the box office, Britt Allcroft sold her company to Gullin during season 6 and 7. And while season 6 and 7 are good, they do have some issues here and there. And then Hit Entertainment acquired Gullin, and everything became bad and formulaic that if you skip some of the episodes that follow the same message over and over again, you'll miss absolutely nothing. Then Mattel acquired Hit Entertainment and brought in new head writers like Andrew Brenner and Ian McHugh to replace Sharon Miller and redeem the CGI series and the franchise in general. But then everything went bad again with Big World Big Adventure, and then the show ended with a terrible whimper. And while I do hope the 2026 project is actually good again, the reboot All Engines Go is a different story and is such a bad reboot. You don't have to watch it if you want to do a challenge marathon and watch the whole series. VeggieTales became bad after the Jonah movie flopped, and then became good again in 2019, etc. Now Bluey, one of the best modern kids shows out there today, is about to get the same treatment as the 3 shows I mentioned. Now is there someone that can still make the future seasons just as good as the first 3 seasons without Joe Brum? Yes, I'm sure there will. But I'd rather just not continue the franchise after the movie than get bad seasons of Bluey. But anyways, this is all I've got for you for today. These are all the shows I can think of that I've watched so far. I've not watched Peppa Pig or Barney's World, neither did I have the time to do it like I did with Bluey before this video. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more content, and make sure to follow me on social media. The links are in the description, and I'll see you all in the next one.